In this video, we're going to take a look at how to use formulas in Google Sheets. Adding a formula to Sheets is probably easier than you might be thinking. We're going to look at the basic formulas you need to know for the Level 1 exam: sum, unique, count, average, and if. So I'm going to give you examples of where we would use those and then how to create those formulas. With all formulas, you're going to start by typing the equal sign in a cell. You can also type it in the formula bar, which I don't see a formula bar here, and you should. If you don't see yours, you're going to go to View, Show, and Formula Bar. So when you type in a formula, you can click into a cell and type, or you can click into a cell and you can type the formula here. And if you need more room to work, you can make that area larger. So the first one I'm going to show you is sum. What sum does is it adds values in a range. So again, all formulas start with an equal. This is telling the sheet that is a function rather than ordinary text or a number. Then we start with the formula name. Now you'll also see that Google Sheets is suggesting a formula for me, because I have formula suggestions turned on. If I want to go with that formula, I can go ahead and click tab and it'll enter it, but I'm going to type in my own. I want to add. Now what's really nice is Google Sheets uses machine learning, so it is guessing that I want to add this range of cells. So I can go ahead and click on this, but I do want to show you this is the syntax. I want to add between D2 and D16. So I could type D2 to D16 here, and then I add the parentheses, and it's showing me my answer right here. This does look right. So I click enter and it displays a number. Now if I click on this cell, it will show me my formula here. Okay, the next formula is unique. The unique counts the unique values in the cell. So I want to look for the unique values here. I can see right here I only have 2, so I'm going to know pretty quickly if I type the formula correctly. So I'm going to type equal. It doesn't have a suggestion for me this time, so I'm going to type unique, so it's the formula name, then my parentheses, and you'll see here that this question mark here pops up. What this does is this tells me the syntax of the formula. So I put my range of cells, and it gives me an example of how I could use that formula. But for this case, I want the unique values from C2 to C16. So I can type that, but another way I can enter it is I can just use my mouse to do that. And then hit enter. And this is showing me that I have 2 unique values. I have F and I have M. Now let's say that I changed a value here. Maybe I prefer not to say, then that value would go there. So that formula is automatically going to update. Class size. To determine class size, I would use a count, the count formula. So I'm going to count the number of students that are in the class. So here I'll do count, do my parentheses, and again I could type in A2 to A16, or just use my mouse to highlight, make sure I have the correct range. All right, and my class size doesn't seem to work right, and that's important. I wanted to show you that error on purpose because count is for when you're counting numbers. Count A is for when you're counting text. So when I change it to count A, now I'm counting the values instead. All right, and then 2 more. Average. This is going to be a popular one. For average, we'll go equal average, and it already gives me the suggestion. So I could go ahead and I could type this in. Why bother? I'll just click right here, and then here's my average. You might be asking, do I really have to go and type this for each student? The answer to that is no. What you can do is when you click on a cell, you'll see it used to be a square, but now it's a circle. I can click on that and then drag it down with my mouse, and that average will filter all the way down to the remaining students in my list. And I'm just going to center this data. Now what's nice is, let's say that I want to make a change here. Let's say that this is obvious, this is a typo. I meant to type a 73, but I typed a 37. Watch what happens when I hit enter. This number is going to change. Right, and then finally, I'm going to show you the if formula. The syntax of an if formula is the expression, and then the value if true and the value if false. So the students are going to be eligible for graduation if their yearly average is greater than a 65, or they're not going to be eligible for graduation if their average is less than a 65. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if I2 is less than, here's my less than sign, and then it's less than 65, I'm going to do my value if true. I'm going to put it in quotes because I want it to output exactly this. Actually, if it's going to be fail or no, let's do no. So they're not going to be eligible for graduation. And then if that's wrong, meaning it's 65 or greater, then I'll do yes. And what's nice here is this prompted me to autofill, so I don't need to drag that down. So I'm going to delete this one because I don't need this one. And just doing the quick check. Here's the only 2 students that are failing, and this outputs as no. So those are some of the basic formulas that you'll need to know for the level 1 exam. So hopefully you learned how to use them and situations where you would apply them. Thanks for watching.